I would really say it's the energy that this team is bringing to Apella. You know, I think the same zeal and time and effort that you've all felt in them delivering to you every day, we've already felt it with our ideas for how to make all of our collective whole better. And it permeates the way that they come into the office every day, and it's just truly energizing for us that I think, you know, we found the rare occasion where we have a 1 + 1 equals, you know, maybe not just 3, but maybe 4, 5, or 6, based just on that energy alone, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. And what's really exciting for us is, you know, when we're looking to have a partner firm, there are partner firms where the founders or the principals are nearing retirement, and that's fine. That's okay. That's the stage they're in their life, and we're looking to help the next generation run that company. Far more exciting for us, and as is the case with the Marrellas, is they're in their prime. They're growing rapidly. They want to grow more, and that just is much more exciting for us. So you ask what really gets us going. It's a firm that's already growing, and that now we're just looking for ways to help them do that more effectively.
Yeah, you know, the situations that come to mind really come down to community and collaboration that we have. Because we have advisors who are all sort of cut from the same cloth and see the world the same way, there's a very natural tendency for all of our advisors to bring in other individuals who are subject matter experts in certain areas. So I can think of a number of situations where we have advisors who were serving, you know, a married couple, and unfortunately there was somebody who, one of the spouses passed away. We have certain advisors who are experts in, you know, specifically women's in transition, as an example, who are able to bring in this advisor to dive into the nuances of, you know, what this person who would be a newly widowed spouse or something like that would be facing. And having the confidence in this deep expertise really changed the outcome for that family, because they know we're coming from a place of not just helping them solve their financial problems, but working with somebody who had been through this and worked through this with people a wide number of times.
I think that bringing in additional expertise is one plus, but I think probably more important, at least from my perspective, is that we allow them to service more clients because they're not doing other things that aren't client facing. So really, if you're in this industry, for the right reasons, you're in it to help people. At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, is help people. And if you can help more people, that's a better thing. The problem that a lot of investment firms face as they grow is they get capped on how many people they can properly service. Well, that's largely because there's a whole bunch of work, as I said earlier, that goes on behind the scenes that they have to address. So I think it's not so much that we allow specific instances where you can help them more because we've joined forces. I think your expertise as advisors, you're already doing that. You're helping them to the extent that you can possibly do it. Now we'll allow you to help more people, and because we're taking work away that you don't need to spend time doing. The behind the scenes work that is, you know, it's not the glory of sitting in front of a client and having a great meeting. It's many times work that goes unrewarded and has to be done and is terribly important. So I think it's more so helping more people. That's a great question, because it's a fair question, because as organizations get larger and larger, it can be tougher to keep that culture. So I would tell you that it starts out with your mission, it starts out with your principles, and making sure that everybody in the firm fully understands why we do what we do, why we believe what we believe. Right. I think, to borrow from the academic Simon Sinek, I think that it's important for people to do the job that we expect them to do because they believe in it. It's not about selling a product, it's not about selling a service even. It's about, this is our mission, this is how we believe we should treat people, and if they buy into that, if the employees and the partners of the firm buy into that, then it's pervasive throughout the whole firm, and you're able to maintain the culture. Fortunately for me, I'm in 42 years in this industry, and people like Jim who've been with me and some of the other people you'll meet at Apella in the future, have been with me a long time, and we all believe the same thing. So the culture comes from that, and I think it's very obvious in how we talk to clients, how the advisors talk to clients, that we're all walking to the same drummer, we're all walking to the same drum beat, and we will focus on delivering our why and what we believe in first and foremost, and then we'll focus after that on the investment experience. It's a close second, but it's far more important for clients to understand why we're doing what we're doing. It makes the relationship far more beneficial to both parties if you understand what we believe in and you agree with it.
Yeah. And I would only add that to us, I think growth is really the output, not the input. Our focus is on, how do we serve families to the highest ability that we can? How do we partner with people like the Marrellas who see the world the way that we do? And growth is sort of the end result of focusing on those things. We're not trying to pursue growth just for its own sake.
Well, my role is probably instilling the culture of the firm, and at a high level, strategically speaking, where should we be going as a firm in terms of what services should we be offering? How can we make the advisor better equipped to deliver an excellent investment experience and planning experience? And I'm very comfortable in that role. It's something that I've been doing for a long time. More importantly, I think for anybody in my position, it's knowing what you don't do well and surrounding yourself with people who do those things well. So the gentleman to my left is a perfect example of that. Jim has been working on integrating companies for a long time, and he is very strong in those areas. So we complement each other in running Apella day to day. So Jim, why don't you tell a little bit about what your role is?
Yeah, thanks, Pat. I think about my role in two real buckets. The first is looking for people like the Marrellas who can be additive to our community and that we feel like we can add a lot of value to in serving their clients, and bringing them in as a part of our team so we can continue to serve more and more families. I think the other really comes down to clearing the path for people to get things done and improve the way they run their business. At the end of the day, we have an incredible team of people who don't need Pat or I to tell them how to serve clients and how to run the business day to day. So really our job is to make their lives easier and figure out better and better ways to help more people and serve more families. I think one informs the other. I think the way that we innovate, again, it's not by starting with innovation being, the end goal in and of itself. I think innovation comes from making sure we're serving clients and solving their problems in increasingly better ways. Pat talked earlier about learning from all the advisors who join us. Because of partnerships like this one, we're lucky not to have a team of employees, but a community of entrepreneurs. And these entrepreneurs have all built businesses that are predicated on delivering increasingly better services to their clients. And so, we ultimately innovate by listening to the end client, listening to the team of entrepreneurs that we have, and always raising the bar for what it means to be a better advisor.
Let me add to that. I think innovation in our industry is very interesting, especially over the last 20 years, because this industry didn't change for decades. And now we have technology allowing the advisor to deliver more sophisticated solutions in a more timely manner. The innovation and technology allows the advisor to spend more time with clients than it did in the past. And so I don't think technology will replace a financial advisor. I think the good financial advisors understand how to leverage and use technology to deliver a better experience to the investor.
I would actually say that we've not found the same challenges repeating over and over again, and I think that speaks to the process that we have. With each partnership, we do certainly learn something new, but we try and add that to the way we approach things so that we can proactively identify things that we might need to address. But I think to the extent we run into things, it's because of the fact that we don't take a cookie cutter approach to this business, right? We're not trying to create the H&R Block, if you will, of financial planning. What we're trying to do is enable the best of the people that we're already working with. So with that comes, being creative and finding new ways to support individuals. And so, to me, it's not that creates challenges, but new opportunities for us to, learn maybe a better way to do things or rethinking ways that we used to do things. Yeah, I would say it's twofold. First and foremost, I'd say, you guys have been, really bleeding edge, and you have a terrific technology stack that has served your clients and your firm well for a number of years. So I think what we bring to the table is an expanded set of services that are able to supplement the existing tools that you're using now. But I actually think, the real value comes in the years to come as we continue to innovate and invest in new technologies. As Pat mentioned earlier, because we have teams that are dedicated to the different subject matter areas that really are the drivers behind our business, we have people who are able to spend 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, thinking just about how they can improve your life through this one vertical in our business. And the result of that is we're always finding new and better and innovative ways to serve our clients. And so it's not just about where we start from a technology perspective, but also our ability to constantly make sure we're reinventing ourselves and delivering what is newly the best and brightest in the industry.
The first thing I look for is how do they treat clients. That's the first thing I look for. I want to know that the client experience is top of mind. I want to know that they're treating their clients like family. I want to know that when they question us, the first questions are, how are my clients going to be treated? And I say that because from a very practical standpoint, it's a red flag if the first question is, well, how much money will I make? Or how much vacation time will I get? Or what will my office look like? Those are all secondary. And those tell me the focus isn't in the right place. So I want to know, are they going to be vociferous advocates for their clients? After that, then we just look for where are we like-minded? And in the case of the Marrellas, in the case of all the firms we partner with, we view investing in the same manner, that markets work well, that costs matter and diversification matters. And then secondly, that they focus on financial planning, on advice for life, on giving clients advice as opposed to being transactional. So in that order, the client experience and priorities for clients, how they look at the world through an investment lens, and how they do their financial planning, those are the boxes we need to check. And then we know we're talking to a firm that is going to be a good fit, and together we're going to grow.
Yeah.
The one key message is that my financial planners, my financial advisors are continuing to do what they think is in my best interest. So any decision they make, back to what Jim just said, any decision they make is to deliver a better investment experience to me, the client. They aren't doing these things for themselves. They're doing these things so that they take pride in their business so they can build a better business going forward. Just think about this for a moment. It can be an inconvenience when they're moving your account from point A to point B. They're going to do that times 1,000. It's a much bigger issue for them. It throws the whole business up in the air for a few weeks or a few months. They have to focus on a lot of things they'd rather not focus on. They're doing it to deliver a better experience.
Yeah, I would add that, really what this results in is a securing of, their future and your future with them together. This is an investment and a partnership for the long term, not something that was made on a whim or made for some, short-term outcome. And so, by focusing on the long term, they're ensuring that, they'll be able to continue to serve you through the generations for many decades to come.
Great question, and we're in a bit of a golden age right now. I had this conversation, I wrote a letter to the firm, a year-end letter to the firm, and in that letter I addressed to the younger members of the firm. We're in a golden age right now for financial markets in America in particular, and for financial advisory. And what I mean by that is this profession has never been more respected than it is now because of the in-depth advice and planning that they're not able to offer clients. Where in the past, as I said earlier, it was very transactional. I'm going to sell you a stock, I'm going to sell you a mutual fund and go on my way, and good luck. It's not like that anymore. The financial advisor has become an integral part of the family, and I think that this is a special time for Apella to be growing, because we have now the opportunity to go out and find entrepreneurs like the Marrellas who have built great businesses and who are at a point in their business cycle, in their business life. Should they invest in their firm? Should they join a larger firm? Should they hang it up and retire and go play golf? So right now, they're doing this. They're joining larger firms together, like-minded advisors together, and growing rapidly, and at the expense of that old model. The old brokerage firm model is going away. They are losing advisors year over year, and the RIA model, the fee-only model, the advisors that you work with today at Marrella are the future of financial advice. So they've been on the cutting edge for years, and that model has been proven out. So Apella sits in the right place at the right time to find advisors like the Marrellas, to help them grow, and to build out this new model that is far more client-focused than financial advisory ever was in our country in the past.
First and foremost, it's the same priority that we had from the day that the business was launched, which is serving our clients better and better with each and every day. So, what are we going to pair that with? How are we going to actually do that in practice? I think it starts with investing in new service lines to make sure that our advisors are able to continue to draw on increasing subject matter experts to bring more and more to the table. So I think about things like a bigger tax preparation and planning offering. I think about estate planning. I think about intergenerational planning, trust work, all these different areas that feel like items that are constantly being brought in from the outside, or are necessary evils. But when we make them a part of an integrated client experience here at Apella, your life gets easier, because you're still just dealing with the one trusted advisor that you've known for many, many years at this point, and you don't have to wonder if this other person that you're working with is really up to that same standard. So over the next 5 years, that's really where our focus is expanding and improving our service model for your benefit.
Well, okay. This is something I've been answering for a long, long time, so I feel very strongly about it. If you have assets at several different firms, and then you have your main relationship at a firm like Marrella, then you're the financial planner. You're practicing asset allocation. You're making decisions that, for most of you, you're not qualified to make because you're not a financial professional. It's like having 3 different cardiologists. Doesn't make sense. If someone is doing comprehensive financial planning on your behalf, they need to see the whole picture, number one. And number two, they need to be guiding you on making decisions on how those assets are invested. Otherwise, some assets are going to be overlapping others in terms of what they own. Some investments are going to be going in opposite directions and yielding nothing because one's going up in a certain market environment and one's going down in that same market environment. So they're at odds with each other as opposed to working together. It's always been far more important, I think, to have a comprehensive financial plan guiding your investments with one advisor and then being broadly diversified within the account. Sometimes people take diversification to the point of, I should have 3 financial advisors. Makes no sense, counterproductive, never works. You should have your money guided by one hand, but then broadly diversified within that account so as no one market environment can hurt you.